G'day people, this is Sharpino here, welcome you guys to Week 5 Team Builder for the PMC Season 5. This week we are taking on a new coach that has been brought to the PMC just recently. It is the Melbourne Storm Throws, coached by Mabel. Go ahead and check out his channel, link for the description down below. But let's have a look at the team that he is bringing for this week, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the Latios, Red and Wash, Amoonguss, Tyranitar, Stoutland, Mega Aggron, Gengar, Olomomola, Virizion, Moltres, and Garchomp. So that is his team there. So a lot of offensive Pokemon in his team here. So he's got things like the Latios, he's got Tyranitar, he's got the Gengar, and the Garchomp as well. But he's also got some bulky mons like the Amoonguss and the Olomomola, both obviously regenerators. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. Even Moltres, like, I know a lot of people don't give Moltres really the light of day, but Moltres can still... I've seen a few Wi-Fi battles where I've seen Moltres really come out and shine, so you never know. And of course, you know, Red and Wash as well, just a typical OU Pokemon. Will-Wisp, Pain Split, you know, the whole shebang. So, looking at his team here, also his Z captains, I do believe is Garchomp, and sorry, I don't have the list in front of me, I can't exactly remember. I think it's Moltres and Garchomp, I'm not 100%, so just don't hold me to it. But let's get into the team that we decided to bring this week. Now, I wasn't going to bring Tapu Bulu, but Gengar and all the Pokemon, the fact they can learn Poison Jab seems a little bit too scary to bring. So I decided to give Tapu Bulu another rest up this week. But let's have a look at the team here. Okay, so actually, I'm just going to change this one here. So we've got Beginning Z. That's what I wanted to do. So we have, of course, Venom the Scolipede, Beginning Z with Speed Boost, Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Rock Slide, and Baton Pass. So this week I decided to go just for the Baton Pass because I want to try to set up something like maybe the Kangaskhan, maybe something like the Krookodiles, to make sure that they can outspeed all my opponent's team, because there are a few Pokemon that are faster than my fastest Pokemon, like the Gengar, the Latios is base 110, and the Verizon, it's not a phone shop, Virizion is base 108. So if we want to make sure that we can outspeed those heavy threats, if he decides to bring those, we can at least try to use Scolipede to Baton Pass into those Pokemon, and we could hopefully, get the initiative on that. So, and then the Rock Slide is for the Moltres if he decides to bring it. Poison Jab for Garchomp, and the Mega Horn Latios. So, you know, go figure. Next up that we have on the list is going to be Krookodiles with Life Orb, Levitate, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, Himpale Fighting, and Water Pulse. So Himpale Fighting is for the Tyranitar and the Mega Aggron. Now, I don't know how much damage. I mean, look, obviously it's going to do a lot of damage because Mega Aggron has absolutely no special defense whatsoever. But the Water Pulse is just there for things like Tyranitar, and maybe the Moltres as well. I mean, I know probably Ice Beam might do a little bit more, but it's just there just for, you know, predictions and all that. You guys know I like to predict with Krookodiles. You know, a couple of weeks ago I took out a Scizor with the Himpale Fire, and I was like, yo, that was so fire. Haha. So yeah, so hopefully we can come through, and the Freeze Dry is there for obviously the Olomomola, which is definitely a big problem. Next up on the list we have Kangaskhan with an interesting set suggested by a good friend of mine and coach of the Portland Poliwags, Z Bronson. So go ahead and check out his channel. So we've got Return, Power Punch, Wish, and Substitute. Now, I didn't know that Kangaskhan got Wish. So when he told me, hey, you know that Kangaskhan did Wish, I was like, wait, really? And he was like, yeah, people in competitive use it all the time. I was like, oh, wow. That's actually, looking at his team here, it's actually not a bad play to go ahead and do that. So I figured, hey, that's actually pretty good. And with the substitute play, obviously, we can just substitute Wish. It's kind of like Wish Protect, but the difference is the fact that we can sit behind the sub, Wish back up, and get back our health. So if he tries to bring in the Amoonguss or the Olomomola with, say, Rocky Helmet, we can get back some health back, and at the same time, we can get our attack stat up and possibly set up for a sweep with +6 return, and things would be hunky-dory, you know? So, the only issue with this set, of course, is the fact that if he brings Gengar, it means that we obviously can't do anything to it. So we have to make sure that if we can't really set up with Mega Kangaskhan, if he has Gengar, we have to make sure we get rid of it first before we can set this up. Otherwise, do not even bother setting up, because it's just going to end badly for everyone. Next on the list we're going to have is Skarmory here, Leftovers with Sturdy, Brave Bird, Tailwind, Stealth Rock, and Roost. So the reason I decided to go for Tailwind this week is because, again, a lot of these offensive threats do outspeed my team quite a bit. So at least if I can set up the Tailwind and possibly get a swap out, we can again get that initiative to say, hey, you know, we got this, you know, we can just go ahead, swap out, and we'll be faster. Now, given that, like I said, Krookodiles and Mega Kingston are fast already, these are, again, just for the big threats like Virizion and Latios and Gengar. I know I'm putting a lot of focus on them, but realistically, they are the Pokemon I'm most worried about, just because, obviously, the move spreads, you know, Latios and Gengar can learn a whole variety of special attacks, so we'll have to be very careful when it comes to predicting what kind of moveset they're going to bring. Next up we're going to have is Ditto with Assault Vest, not Scarf this week, and a lot of people are saying, well, why would you want to bring Assault Vest? Primarily this is for the matchups of the, you know, Gengar versus Gengar, Latios versus Latios, Gardevoir versus Gardevoir. Basically, the Assault Vest is just going to give us that extra bit of bulk so that if he brings a lot of power, the Assault Vest is there, we can take the hit and give it back to them, and since they probably don't have Assault Vest, they can probably take it twice as hard. So hopefully that works out. Obviously the problem with this is, of course, if I copy something like, say, Amoonguss or Momola, and they don't have a lot of offensive moves, then obviously I can't use it. That's the only bad thing about this. But again, this is just for the offensive hitters. And then lastly, our team member, we have Darmanitan, Choice Scarf, Sheer Force, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, U-Turn, and Toxic. Now, the Toxic is there just for the Momola, because for some reason I feel like he's going to bring Momola just because it's such a good regenerator Pokemon. It's kind of like Melodic. It's just a giant Stormon that can just sit there in front of physical threats, and because I have a lot of physical threats, I really have a good feeling he's going to bring it this week. But, you know, if we take on, say, Gengar, we can go for the Sheer Force Earthquake and hopefully get the kill. Again, U-Turn is just for predictions, and Flare Blitz is Flare Blitz, but the Toxic is just there just for the Momola. And I guess, like, what other story mons he could have? Like, I really can't think of anything else. I mean, maybe if I want to predict a Tyranitar swap in, I mean, I don't know. It's a bit of a wash. Even Rotom Wash actually could be another one as well, just so we can try to make sure we can get them whittled down, because I know that Rotom Wash sets, you know, Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, it can get very annoying, it can get very long-winded because obviously you Pain Split. As you guys know, I don't like Stall, but, you know, I know some people do play it, but hopefully, you know, we can make this a nice, quick, swift battle, and we can, you know, do what we do and get the job done. So, guys, that's going to be our team for this week. Hopefully, we have a good battle with Melbourne Storm Throws. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button down below, because, as always, your support is greatly appreciated. A win would be nice, but, you know, it's not all that matters. You know, like, I just, you know, I'm just here to have fun, you know. I don't know if I'll be back next season, though. I mean, my performance this season has pretty much said it all. I know some of the coaches are saying, like, yeah, you're a pretty decent player, but I don't know, guys. Like, it's been slow. You know what it is? It's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing. Like, I want to say that the PMC is getting better because we're getting better coaches. And I don't know if it's because I don't do a lot of league battling like a lot of, say, the other coaches, but obviously my inexperience is definitely showing on the board here. So I'm not putting anything on the PMC. Like, I do appreciate being asked to become a part of it, but I don't know if I'd like to be a part of the next season. But I mean, we'll just see how we go. We'll just see how I feel. But guys, like I said, we're just here to have fun. You know, it's just a fun Wi-Fi league. It's not serious things like a GBA or anything like that. You know, so as long as we're enjoying ourselves, that is the main thing. So, best of luck to the Melbourne Storm Throws. Hopefully you can bring a good team so we can have a good battle. And until next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I will catch you guys all next time. Later!